How you guys doing? Welcome back. Today is December 15th, 2021, a beautiful Wednesday. Stop in the name of love. No, stop right here. If you like this channel, you know that my cat Gremlin's always in here. I locked him out today because I like to kind of like do the intro and see if he wants to come in here. He likes to take naps elsewhere, so I want to see if he wants to come in here or not. Comment down below at what minute mark or which stock is he going to come in to the room, because he always scratches and forces his way in here. So you want to take a guess. Comment, hey, I think the third chart, hey, I think 5 minutes in. Let me know when you think he's gonna start scratching to come in. I think it'd be a fun game. If you are new, you'll see exactly what I mean. With that being said, today we talk about technical analysis. We talk about supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, EMA lines, volume profile, the stochastic indicator, and the vortex indicator. These 9 things make up my trading plan when it comes to technical analysis. Now, the free course that I have available to you, my sweet, sweet baby angels, is up here for you. Click that 25 free lessons. If you enjoy that, you want more content beyond this, my sweet, awesome YouTube channel, I do have a community available to you, a Discord link, a Patreon. It has newsletters, a whole bunch of great stuff. There's always risk when it comes to the market. There's always risk with every reward you want to get. In this case, there's very little risk, if not no risk. If anything, no risk, I think. I'm good at speaking. You know, that's what I'm here for. The Discord is free till 1/1, January 1st. It's a risk-free time to come join. If you like what I do, if you want to learn how I do what I do, and really dive into this, if you're someone who likes to trade a lot and be at a computer, I think our community is loving, caring, and accepting. Come check us out if you want. I'd love to have you. Yesterday's video, a lot of those picks hit value, and then the market came back up. It's doing good at the moment. I think a lot of the picks I called may be coming off supports, which is fine. Great momentum purchases, we'll check. But you could definitely check out yesterday's video for more great picks right here. They're all doing just fine in my opinion. In the video, we're going to talk about volume profile. I don't have all the time in the world to discuss volume profile. I also have a video for that. I don't like doing these kind of like, check up here, which you should. But it does help some folks who want to learn some more things. On the screen currently is going to be all of the charting that I do for this channel. You can check it out and see what charting I do. I'll give you guys a second real quick to look that over. Great. Lastly, is that in the description box down below is a journal. In this journal, I actually call every single play that I call on this channel and actually what it looks like. What I'm going to do now is pull it out for you. Let's check it together. You can very easily, though, do this on your own time. Let's look together real quick. So since, you know, the 8th month, which is definitely August, that took too long to think about, is that these are all the calls that I've played. Now, all the price targets, all the stop losses that leads to this whole entire list comes from the newsletters that I make. If you're, see, I don't fib. 9/2 was a rough day for me, right? I don't fib, but you can go through and see that I have red days, I have green days. If theoretically you bought equal amount of every stock that I call that day and held to price target or to stop loss. As we can see, every single day is charted out. Even days that are getting close here, you see I have to update these. I haven't entered in my paper trading account these yet, right? I'll have to go back through tomorrow. But we can see every single day is here. You can vet what I do. This is super critical in my opinion because there's absolutely no reason you should follow somebody who does stock trading and doesn't at least show you what they're doing, at least have some type of results. So that's in the description box down below. It's actually great because those are a huge list of technically strong stocks that have historically done very well, and I still look at that to this day. So enjoy that. If you want to check out the Patreon and the Discord, you get that stuff live. With that being said, 8 great picks today. Let's check them out together. The market's rallying. Let's see if you'll continue with these today. I hope so. So first is ACCO. We've called this historically multiple times. It's a fantastic horizontal channel. Now, we've played the uptrend before. I know we played it over here. We thought it was going to break out. It didn't. We've called it a bunch of times over here. And once again, it's holding. I do have some downward wedge vibes. Ooh, I like that a lot, right? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times it's held beautifully. And anywhere below $8 is a great steal for. I want to get closer to $7.79. If the market rallies and does what we want, you could definitely wait for a resistance break here and then try and go for a breakout. That's totally fine. I think EMA lines will help with the breakout as well. I think it's a clear, easy play. There's not over amounts of convergence with the technical analysis. We really like to see ourselves in this range, a little bit lower to buy into. But hey, if the markets look good, if FOMC looks good, if people are, not nervous and rallying, this should be a fantastic time. Let's check the indicators together. What's so cool about this channel, besides me, the GOAT, is that actually that's embarrassing. I don't use indicators to scan. I say this every episode. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. It's important to mention. Technical analysis is the cake. Indicators are going to be your icing. We call it the MTVV system, just like when it comes to the TV channel plus a V. MTVV. Momentum, trend, volume, volatility. That's what indicators show you. Indicators help show you growth or value. Most times for us, it's going to be value. And it also helps us show entries and exit points. Some great stuff here. If you are a new trader, you'll see live what I see as I go through it. If you are brand new to this channel, I use the 10 EMA, which is blue, 50 EMA, which is purple, 200 EMA, which is red. Our RSI, stochastic shows divergences in value, and then the vortex shows exactly the same thing, but no divergences. Let's check it out together. So with ACCO, I always want to start with my EMA lines. I can see a 50 cross is great. I see a 200 cross is great. And the 10 is also pretty good. The 10 EMA does get muddied, as we can see. It only really works when you cross the 10 and the 50, right? Your 10 crosses only really work above the 50. See that little note you would never notice if you were a beginner? See, you're crossing the 10 here and nothing happens. But when you cross the 10 and the 50, it looks really good. So down here, can you play a 10 cross? Sure. If you want to play it down here, that's fine. Just note your first major resistance, the 50 EMA line, which is a great resistance and a great support. See this? All the action off it. All that action off it. You may want to wait for a 50 cross. I personally wouldn't. If I liked ACCO a lot, I'd wait for a 10 cross to go long and then use this area, the 820s, the 830s, as my stop loss area. Also important to note, what's the 200 EMA line doing? It's going sideways, right? It's going sideways. It's horizontal. So I'm putting a lot of emphasis into the support play here. It could get a little bit lower. If this does tank more, the 200, there he is. It only took, what, 7 minutes? I'll go get him a quick one. So if the 200 eventually starts pointing downwards like the 50, we can then play stronger off of this downward trend. But for now, we're going off of that support play, possibly just a bit lower, or a resistance break right here. RSI is at 41. It was lower earlier, but that looks good to me. Stochastic still negative. Looks good. No divergence. That all checks out. Bulls are low. Bears are high. ACCO is a great value purchase. And again, our risk first reward here, we're going off of that support to the resistance. And so it's definitely gotten smaller, like a 1-to-1 play or a 2-to-1 play at best here. But the whole entire channel is much more than that. I just think it's smart to go off with the first moves, risk first reward, and then plan accordingly from there. But ACCO looks great here. I love what I see. Oh, I definitely watched this, and I know you would too, buddy. Next is ASO. A great looking play to me. Great. Higher lows, consistently uptrending. Sure, is it overbought from a year since? Yeah, it's up like 200%. Is that sustainable? No, not really. But again, that's why we day trade and swing trade these things. It's already taking off, doing fine today. Really nice looking candle here. Again, this trend's lasted one good hit, 2, 3, 4. And that's a good, 18% move here. It's holding up beautifully. The resistance trend line is the same exact as the bottom. So note it's a channel up here. The PLCE, you break above that. This will be your strongest support once you break above that. Earnings overreaction came right back down. Horizontal supports here. It's almost a picture perfect play. Let's check the indicators together. If we have a crossover, it may get in that territory. Again, the 10's right there. You cross that 10, historically what happens? Let's check back. Beautiful. Okay. Good. So it's not perfect. It definitely has some breakdowns, but like this right here is exactly what EMA traders look for. So if you want to wait for a 10 cross here, by all means, I love it. You cross that 200 and that 50, you're off to the races. RSI at slow, stochastic slow. Bulls are right where you want them. Look at that. Look at this. Let me take the horizontal line real quick. Look at this. Boop, right where it is. You see where it bounces off of? That's perfect. Look at where the bears are. You put that there, that's almost perfect. Let me zoom in. See that vortex? How whenever it gets to the top there, it bounces. And when the other line gets to the bottom, it reverses. You can see clearly over here, it's almost picture perfect. ASO, when it comes to the indicators, really help reinforce what we're seeing. And not only that, the price action is gorgeous and a great bullish setup. Plenty of room to run up, not much to run down. I do love what I see. ASO, I definitely watch this. Yes, I would, young man. Next is ERII. ERII. You're making me ERII. Jamaica joke. Shit. So ERII is a really good looking play as well. Energy recovery. Look at this gorgeous play. This is one where I think Fibonacci makes sense. I don't even play Fibonacci like that. But I know from the bottom of this move to this one looks really good. It lines up perfectly. And then also the swing low to the swing high of this move lines up perfectly. So I know Fibonacci-wise it actually lines up perfectly. I actually didn't check that until right now. I just have an eye for it, and it looks like it's lining up perfectly. Of course, I want it just a bit lower. If this rally continues, it's going to keep taking off. But right here, again, if it holds, it keeps going, the market's good. You got plenty of room to run up. You have a good 10-15% to make, risking 2 or 3 with an EMA crossover. So again, real nice bullish channel up here, looking gorgeous. PLCE, it may drop to if it's like a fake out here and comes back down. But overall, great looking stock, really taking off for us. When we check the indicators, we got 10 cross. Bada boom, bada bing. How good are those when it comes to a swing? A 10 cross is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. You usually get a cross and maybe a fake out here and there. But overall, when you cross over the 10, your worst case usually is going to be break even. Because you put a stop loss like at 20.50 here, right? You, oh, it drops back down 1%, you're fine. 200 crosses right there as well. Both are great. Great, great, great. I love those kind of crosses right there. The RSI, it's fair. It should be lower, but again, it was just low until that last candle. Stochastic looks good. No divergences. It all checks out. All bearish lines up, all bullish lines up, and bulls are low, bears are high. ERII, the energy sector is extremely volatile, and right here we see some great looking plays. I love what I see. Mucho room to run up. You use the stop loss at the 50 EMA line of 210. You can really mitigate your risk and let the momentum run. I love what I see. ERII, I definitely watch listed. Next is NRIX, NRIX Therapeutics. Again, being a therapeutics play, it's critical that you do the extra due diligence. I see 1 hit, 2 hit, and it got very close, but it wasn't quite there. Why is that important? Any good trend line, any one of you idiots, any one of me idiots, can draw a trend line like A to B, like NRIX. It's not hard. But 2, 3, 4 hits and beyond, 3, 4, 5 hits and beyond is much better. So by having 2 here, it's valid, but we need to be much more critical of this kind of trend for it being super concrete when really it's not. It's just okay at best, in my opinion. And we have great life here. Double bottom at least. That's gorgeous, right? Perfect double bottom. Bullish engulfing. We get just a tiny bit more there. Overall, great lower highs, great higher lows. If this trend line breaks down just a bit, there's a good chance we're going to see a descending triangle, which is not the most bullish setup. But if we do get a good value off that, like $23, $24, well, then you risk what? 4, 5, 6% to make hopefully about 30. That's fine, just a bit lower. But right here, making a big move up. I don't think it's going to be the best value purchase, but let's check the indicators. Maybe it's a good momentum purchase. 10 cross just happened. You love that. And the 10 crosses are beautiful. Look at this. Can you get a better 10 EMA crossover play? Not really. I mean, these are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think, a 50 is good. The 200 is obviously going to be a hard resistance. So, I mean, having a 10 cross here, you got 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8, 9% to run up here pretty easily. So a 10 cross if today holds, you could buy into that and have a stop loss maybe 2 or 3% lower, and then, of course, buying lower if you have to. RSI, it's fair. It makes sense. That's a huge move up. Stochastic, no true divergence, and then bulls and bears are both consolidating. That makes sense. We're going sideways. Whoever wins here is going to have a good old time with the other dying off. So NRIX, it could be a bit better of a value, obviously, but this is a good momentum play. If tomorrow's green, if energy sector is green, this should benefit the most and have just a beautiful chef kiss of a day. NRIX, I would definitely watch this into tomorrow and the rest of this week. Next is PLCE, Children's Plays. Sweet. This is a great looking trend as well. Again, this is broken down once with a wick. So not putting a butt ton of emphasis on this trend line up, but it's very good. It has 1, 2, 3 good hits, 4, 5, hopefully 6 here. It's doing its thing. Earnings, overreacted, came back to earth. Earnings, overreacted, came back to earth. Earnings, same thing. Earnings, same thing. So we're gearing up for a really good value play. If you want to hold until next earnings, there's a good chance you're going to get a nice big run up just like this. If that's the case, it could be worth it to you for a longer hold. But to me, I think it's just a fantastic looking trend. Very obvious old resistance becoming a new support here. Volume profile line, this old one that the tops here is being a great support as well. The resistance trend lines up perfectly. Overall, it's almost a perfect channel up with a support. That small break is, a bit worrisome, but overall, it's exactly what you want to see. When it comes to our indicators, a 10 cross is fine, right? We have plenty of small little wiki-wick breakouts that aren't perfect, but you see this like with this run down, that's perfect. This run up is almost perfect. So you wait for 10 cross tomorrow, sure, that's what, a percent or two, not even. Yeah, it's 2% to see that. That's fine, or buying the value. Either way, I'd be happy. 38 RSI, good value. No stochastic divergence, that's all fine. And then bulls are right where you want them. Look at horizontally. And look at where the bears are. Look horizontally. It's topping out. PLCE, the selling pressure usually lets up right around this time with the vortex. Overall, it looks fantastic. I love what I see. I definitely watch this into this week. PLCE, another complete snack. Next is QFIN. Looks great. 360 Digitech Inc. adder. This is a great uptrend. Again, I don't love how it's no touch, then boop, boop, boop. But this is basically almost like a bump and run, as we called it. Like, this is like the bump here. This is the bump. And it came down, and then it found the old trend like this. It would have been more like this, I think, would have been the bump and run. Whoa! And then it came back down. This is a very obvious support area. It's sitting there. Again, maybe a bit higher. I'm just being more conservative with the sell-off. And dividends that we see here leads to lots of selling off. So I want to be a little bit, lower into this gap area. But this trend's beautiful. It's giving ascending triangle vibes, right? It's giving ascending triangle vibes to me, right? It's getting higher lows, but the same highs here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, low risk, high reward play. I do love what I see. No pattern. That's okay, though. A 10 cross looks good. 10 crosses look good. Like that. That looks good. You have good run-ups here. Good run-up there. Good run-up anywhere. Looks good. I mean, I want it a bit lower, 6% lower, or a crossover. Again, if the markets continue, both work fine. But I would like to see a bit lower. RSI 38, that's lovely. Stochastic, it's making a small divergence. I'm not putting a whole bunch of emphasis into it, but it's definitely there. Right, that's a higher low. That's a lower low. So this does solidify. That's an obvious divergence, which is great. Bulls are bottoming out. Love it. Bears are going to the top. QFIN does lack what I would consider a good pattern. You don't really have a good resistance trend. You do have I guess you could say what looks like to be a ascending triangle forming, but overall I don't see it. It's not as good as the other ones, but it's still really good. QFIN, I definitely watchlisted. Next is VERI. We're not going to spend any time on this one. It's actually the same exact setup as QFIN. It's very similar, as you can see. But it's already at 5%. Now again, could you play the breakout? Sure, it breaks this resistance. You very well could. But just because it's so high, I buy into value myself. You have the 10 cross, right? But the 10 cross means very little when you're below the 50, right? You can see when it's above the 50, it's beautiful. Under it, not very good. Can you play the 10 cross tomorrow for a day trade? Absolutely. But I think that it just being so high up, 5% from where it just was, and I can spend too much time talking about it. You can do the research, but I do love what I see. It's just like QFIN, but just more aggressive. I like what I see. And last is WAB. WAB. Just like my boy Waluigi. This is a great looking play. WAB Tech. Look at this. Now again, this is a resistance trend that's not perfect, but again, it's in the same in the same setup as, before. Great channel up vibes overall. Beautiful old resistance becoming a support. Why is that important? Look at this. Oh, look at this old resistance becoming a support. Oh, look at this old resistance becoming a support. Oh, look at this old resistance becoming a support. It's almost like that's the backbone of mostly what I do. This is a great old resistance becoming a support. There's a chance we're going more horizontal. And again, we do that. Boop, 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 breakout. Horizontal. Boop, 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 breakout. So overall, looks great. Again, do I want it a bit lower? Sure, give me 2% more off. And again, anywhere down here, you're risking 2% to make hopefully about 10 or 15. I love what I see. Easy channel up play. When it comes to our indicators, a 200 cross is definitely the best. A 10's fine. 10's fine. You cross a 10, you're good. You cross that 10, you're good. It's really, really fine. A 200's optimal, but again, both are 2% away. Do I want to, give up almost 1/5 of my profit? Not really. So if tomorrow it continues to be green, I'd probably buy ACCO. I'd probably buy PLCE. And if tomorrow's red, I look to buy this one or maybe like something like VERI or QFIN. But this looks good for a good crossover. You like that, but for me, just not on my kind of palette. RSI, it's low. Stochastic, it's low. Bulls are right where you want them. Again, this is pivotal vortex. That's the bottom of the greens, basically. Where's it at? Right there. This is the top of the reds. Let's zoom in. They're both hitting their max here. It's like RSI and crack. It looks right where you want it. WAB has everything you want to see. Bada boom, bada bing. Ain't that fit for a swing? I should rap. But overall, it's a really good looking play. I love what I see. I definitely watch listed. There you guys have it. Have a good rest of you guys this week. Again, new branding's coming. A new website's coming. A whole bunch of great new stuff. We actually have a name picked out. I'm going to wait for the logo to be done. But we actually did file for trademark, so suck it. It's mine. But have a good rest of you guys this week. We'll see you guys tomorrow for one more video. Your guys' support means the world to me.